This is Thomas Metry doing my mock interview 2.0 for assistant principal jobs. The first question is, what background do I have that qualifies me for this type of work? From a young age, I had always taken on leadership roles. I was that kid in the neighborhood, always organizing baseball games and football games and sleepovers, mostly because from a young age I realized that if I didn't plan these things, nobody else would. And that was no fun. So I began taking on leadership from a young age. As I entered the work world in my early teen years, I started umpiring and refereeing, which taught me a lot about commanding respect from others, as well as giving respect to others, and dealing with confrontational situations. Throughout high school, I also coached and was in athletics myself, so I got to see both ends of the spectrum when it came to youth athletics. By the time I was graduating from high school, I was the head umpire and was being offered the coordinator position. As I went to college, I took classes full-time while working 3 different jobs in order to pay my tuition, and I'm really very much a no excuses type person. As I entered the teaching world in my first year of teaching, I was thrown into many leadership positions, including head of student council as well as head of parent communications and 7th grade student engagement. By the time I was in my 3rd year, I was assistant to the athletic director, as well as I started and coached the varsity basketball program at my charter school. I also coached cross country. I planned the 8th grade promotion to high school, as well as assisted in planning the high school graduation. It actually was the inaugural graduation, the first class to graduate from the charter school. So I feel I have plenty of background experience in leadership to take on the challenges of assistant principal. The second question is, how can I assist a school in being great and equitable? Well, in my mind, education is not simply a 9-to-5 job. It is a commitment and a lifestyle from not just myself, but the child, the family, and the community. I find that the more the community is involved in the education process, the better off the children are in the long run. So a strength of mine is getting more than just the school involved in the learning process. As far as equitability, my favorite students are always the students who seem to have the most disciplinary issues in school. At my prior charter school, I was also head of middle school discipline, and many times they would transfer students who simply couldn't get along in other homerooms into my homeroom as a way of solving that. And although those things became issues from time to time, I enjoyed the challenge of those students, as well as helping them and understanding their background and where they come from and why perhaps they are the way they are at that time. I believe all children do have the ability to exceed. There are no bad children. There are just children who make naughty decisions. And mostly that comes from who is raising them and what proper influences do they have in their lives. Otherwise, I do seek out those children who seem to need a good influence the most. And that is what makes me get up every day and enjoy what I do. So, thank you for your time.